What is up, everybody? Sorry I am late. I was trying to get another ad video clip on here, so sorry for the delay. But yeah, as this title says for the warning, check your addresses before sending, otherwise you could get wrecked. Yeah, because that's going to be our starter article today. Just want to make sure everyone's safe out there. But apparently there is a new malware scam situation going on. It is from Russia, but you had to download the software to your computer, and what's happening is, like, you know how when you send crypto, you're usually just copying and pasting the address? Well, what this new malware is, after you paste it, it puts the attacker's address in there. So this is why you always verify your address when sending crypto. Just every single time, any chance you get, when you paste it in there the first time, that's your first time checking it. When you put after you put the amount in of how much you want to send, and then before you confirm, swipe or whatever to do that transaction, you verify a second time that that address is correct. Because yeah, scams like this are going to be popping up probably a lot more as crypto starts booming. But right now, we're still wrecked. Yeah. If you look at all these bubbles, there's still a lot of red out there. We got some green going on. Cake is up 4.8%. Hype 11. I think that's the biggest one. Fartcoin only 3.2%. But yeah, we're still hurting right now from just the tariffs and everything going on. That was pretty funny though. China's not backing down. We're going to do 84%. Now Trump 100%. I think that's what it was. So we still have some time before we see some action actually take place with the crypto market and everything. But right now, not just crypto, but everything is getting wrecked. But let's still stay informed on what's going on, what's happening, and just learning what's going on in crypto. So yeah, let's go through that article about that one scam, and I have a couple more for you, which is kind of like FUD articles out there, so it's kind of down, but hey, that doesn't scare me, so hopefully it doesn't scare you too. So yeah, let's start off with this first hack scam going on, so that way you do not fall for it. So Kaspersky flags a malware on SourceForge that tricks victims into sending attackers their crypto. Once installed, the malware places Clip Banker on the device. The software replaces cryptocurrency addresses in the clipboard with attacker's own wallet. So this is, like I said, verify your address before you do anything. Like, that's the rule one in crypto. Like, there is no middleman anymore to call the bank up. Hey, I didn't send this over there. Can you cancel that transaction, or a credit card company? In crypto, it's finite, it's permanent. That's why you're responsible to verify before you send. So let's go through this article. So cybersecurity firm Kaspersky has discovered a malware which tricks victims into sending attackers their crypto by replacing trusted wallet addresses on a user's clipboard. Now, the malware is being distributed under the guise of Microsoft Office add-ins on the SourceForge website. So this is the site where it was coming from. So hopefully you didn't log in, added onto it, but that's where it's coming from. But in reality, alternative links are being used to install this malware and infiltrate crypto wallets. The coding appears to be in Russian, with an expected 90% of potential victims in Russia, Kaspersky researchers wrote in a post on their Secure List blog. However, the link does lead to a website written in English for the download, suggesting that this could expand far wider than just Russia. Now, once installed, the malware places Clip Banker on the device, which is a malware that replaces cryptocurrency addresses in the clipboard with the attacker's own. So since most crypto wallet users tend to just copy and paste addresses rather than typing them in, because yeah, you don't want to type them in as well, because then if you have one little error, messed up. So that's why we usually just copy and paste. But with this malware, the address replacement usually goes undetected until the victim's money is sent somewhere that they did not intend to. Now, Kaspersky warns that this could do even more damages. The persistence methods are worthy of note as well. Attackers secure access to infected system through multiple methods out there, including unconventional ones. The researchers wrote that while the attack primarily targets cryptocurrency by deploying a miner and a clip banker, the attackers could sell system access to more dangerous actors out there. So it is worth noting that SourceForge is a legitimate website for hosting software downloads, and that this exploit relies on users being taken to another download link, which is not safe. So again, SourceForge is a legitimate website out there, but exploiters are getting into this, putting their own links in, getting you to go off the site to download this malware. So just be careful. Now, a seemingly legitimate link redirects to a page where users are encouraged to download the infected software, and the download appears to be a legitimate 700 megabyte installer, but it's mostly filled with junk files. The actual malware is just 7 megabytes big, so it's small, just hidden with a bunch of other junk. But according to the report, some 4,600 Russian users have encountered this scheme between early January and late March alone. Now, Kaspersky warns that we advise our users against downloading software from untrusted sources. If you are unable to obtain software from official sources for any reason, remember that seeking alternative download options always carry higher security risks. So if you're not downloading from like the App Store, like Google Play, Apple, Microsoft Office, like whichever one it is, like the attackers still get in there. Like they get an app on there, but you still got to be careful everywhere. But there's more risk when it comes to just downloading from our website out there versus a vetted platform where you can just like download it from. But sometimes their so like their catcher security like may miss on something, so you still got to be careful with everything you download out there. Just be sure it's official and correct. And yeah, so just be careful out there on, at least with SourceForge. If you're still using that platform or site, because it is legitimate for downloads, just be very careful, because again, scammers are getting in there. They're changing wallet addresses, and I don't like hearing when people get scammed out of their money. So just be very careful. Remember this type of scam out there, so that way also you're just doing your due diligence on verifying your wallet address or the public address you're sending crypto to is actually correct. So just be careful out there, and I just wanted to share that off first. Usually I always go over some Bitcoin news out there and then lead into like the scams at the end of the video, but this one I just felt had to be shared with you now, so that way if you tell off towards the end of the video, at least you got this information for you. But let us move on. What is going on right now again with Bitcoin? Is the safe haven appeal growing during this trade war's uncertainty? I think so, and some other people do, but let's hear about it. So Bitcoin may see growing recognition as a safe haven asset thanks to its maturing volatility profile and growing institutional recognition as digital gold alternative. So the global trade war may be a silver lining for Bitcoin's growing recognition as a safe haven asset next to gold, thanks to its liquidity and accessibility advantages compared with precious metals. Now, financial markets have been rattled since U.S. President Donald Trump's April 2nd reciprocal import on tariffs announcement, leading to record-breaking sell-offs for traditional stock markets and Bitcoin, correction below $75,000. So yeah, wait, did we touch below 75,000? Hold on, I gotta look that up. Like I saw 76,000, but hold on, before we continue on with that article, let's just take a quick look. Did we dip beneath it? Yep, right here yesterday at 9:30 p.m. we did dip before the 75,000 mark, but is that the previous all-time high? I cannot remember. You guys gotta let me know on that one. But no, so the correction from all this did make Bitcoin dip below 75,000. But while gold remains the dominant refugee for investors during geopolitical stress, analysts say that Bitcoin's digital nature and 24/7 liquidity are helping it attract renewed interest. Now, you want to store value in something other than U.S. assets, but you don't want to own other nations' currencies, debt, assets, because they're even weaker and you expect they'll debase it too, said Hunter Horsley, the CEO of crypto asset manager Bitwise, in an April 9th post. But he said you look around and you see it. An asset that can be debased is controlled by no country, and that you can take into your possession immediately. You wind up just buying Bitcoin, Horsley said. And this was that tweet of him saying that. You're a nation that doesn't trust the US, right? You want to store your value. You look around, but pretty much you just end up buying Bitcoin. But despite the growing optimism, gold will likely remain the dominant asset, especially in the near term. Arioli Barthier, principal research analysis at Nansen crypto intelligence platform, told Cointelegraph, also adding that Bitcoin is promising, but it's still quite volatile. It could get there gradually. The PBOC has been shedding U.S. Treasury holdings and increased gold reserves for years. Therefore, I expect this trend to accelerate regardless of the crypto narrative. Now, China's finance ministry on April 9th announced that the new tariffs are up to 84% on U.S. imports are effective on April 10th as a retaliatory measure against Trump's policy. Analysts say that a resolution would reduce uncertainty and reignite appetite for risk assets like crypto. Now, China tariffs come as a retaliatory response to Trump's plan to impose import tariffs of up to 104% on Chinese goods, and the press secretary, Carolina Levitt, told The Guardian on April 8th that some industry analysts see that Trump's global tariff negotiations are mere posturing for the U.S. to reach an agreement with China. Now, a development may end global trade uncertainty and see risk assets such as crypto recover. And is it a risk asset anymore? I thought we moved past that after like a year ago. But no, I guess in some people's eyes, because again, like the main world out there, crypto's really only got like two to 4% of the population in it, but there's still that 96% of people out there that just still see it as a risk asset. They see it as a Ponzi. They don't know what's been going on with crypto. Some of them like may even go like, what is Bitcoin at $11,000 now? They just don't pay attention at all out there with it. So I don't really see Bitcoin as a risk asset anymore, but I wonder if they're referring to all cryptos in the industry. But we'll see. But let's continue on. So China, Russia are reportedly using Bitcoin already for settlement. Some nations are already taking steps towards using crypto assets for settlements in the global trade. China and Russia have reportedly begun settling some energy transactions in Bitcoin and other digital assets, wrote Matthew Siegel, head of the digital assets of research at VanEck in April 8th. He noted that these are early signs that Bitcoin is evolving from a speculative asset into a functional monetary tool, which he is right, it is. Now, Siegel also noted that other examples, including Bolivia's plans to import electricity using crypto and French utility firm EDF's exploration of using surplus power to mine Bitcoin. So other nations and countries are getting in on it. They are going to be utilizing crypto, blockchain, and Bitcoin just to help progress in this new future we are definitely headed to. Now, these developments reflect a growing interest in neutral settlement rails, especially among economies looking to bypass the US dollar, he said. Now, previous reports also indicate that Russia is using Bitcoin and stablecoin for international oil trades to circumvent global sanctions. Now, Bitcoin is evolving its volatility profile, also points at BTC gradually maturing from a risky asset to a safe haven asset, wrote Andre Dragosh, the macro analysis at the European head of research at Bitwise. Now, while the tariff uncertainty will continue limiting risk appetite during the negotiations, positive developments could bring renewed investments into crypto markets. Now, we'll start to see the rotation toward the crypto markets in the coming period, where there's more calm and peace in the markets, whereas investors start to buy the dip and understand that some things have been undervalued, Michael Van de Poppe, founder of MN Consultancy, told Cointelegraph. So yeah, so that's basically what's going on with Bitcoin right now. Like, I guess in some eyes, like I said, there's like only 2 to 4% people in Bitcoin. The rest of the world still sees it as a risky asset, but soon they may start seeing it as a safe haven instead of that risk. So woo, let's keep going. But that is our Bitcoin safe haven news. Now let's go on to something that I think would be perfect for America because it's what we needed, as we saw in 2020 with elections. There are some people out there who believe it's legitimate. A lot of people out there think it was stolen. So how can we solve that problem? Well, blockchain technology. Let's make everything more transparent. But so this new bill that's being proposed in New York could just be the start of it. But we just got to see which blockchain they're going to use and whatnot. But right now, they're going to be studying up on this, on proposing blockchain study for election record security. So a new bill in New York proposes a blockchain study to explore securing voter records and election results, led by experts in voting and cybersecurity. So the blockchain may soon earn itself a role in the New York State's voting processes and procedures. So New York Assembly member Clyde Vannell introduced Bill A07716 on April 8th, directing the State Board of Elections to evaluate how blockchain could help protect voter records and election results. The legislation is currently under consideration by the Assembly Election Law Committee. Now, according to the bill summary, the goal is to study and evaluate the use of blockchain technology to protect voter records and election results. The bill mandates that the Board of Elections produce a report within 1 year assessing the potential benefits of blockchain in securing election data. Now, the study must include input from experts in blockchain cybersecurity, voter fraud, and election record keeping. Now, here is that bill that they pushed through. So State of New York is an assembly, introduction of the ML. So this is what they submitted. The blockchain applications in elections. This is not the first initiative attempting to bring the tamper-proof features of blockchain technology to the voting process. In early March, the Bitcoin network was used to secure and store the results of the Williamson County, Tennessee Republican Party convention's election to determine the leadership and board of the local party chapter. So about a year ago, Brian Ross, an independent mayoral candidate in London, told Cointelegraph that blockchain-based voting systems could foster more transparency and public trust in the election. And it definitely will. Like, make it transparent. Let's see it all happen in real life. Now, he said, wouldn't we all sleep better at night if the voting system was just on the blockchain and you could really prove that identity and you could actually prove that the vote and that would be an immutable record, so you can't change it at all. Now, this is the future, and I think it takes someone like me who comes from a business background who intimately involved in the blockchain, is what he said. Now, still, experts caution that blockchain systems are only as reliable as the data input into them, a concept often summarized as garbage in, garbage out. While blockchain offers a tamper-resistant storage, it does not guarantee the integrity of the original data submission. Now, will we get a crypto-conscious assembly member? Vanel is no stranger to blockchain-related initiatives, having introduced a bill in early March that would establish criminal penalties to prevent cryptocurrency fraud and protect investors from rug pulls. In January, he also stated that New York became the first U.S. state to create cryptocurrency task force to study the regulation and use and definition of digital currencies. Now, he also had been a vocal commentator on the industry and its relationship with policymakers in May 2019. Van Nel said that the blockchain, the blockchain industry needs to be better at lobbying for itself and educating regulators out there. So yeah, so everyone still needs to be educated in the space. They've been sitting on it for 16 years now. Now it's time just to get in. And I say 16 years because that's Bitcoin's age. But yeah, so that's a cool bill that's being proposed in New York right now. Again, this could just be the start, a steady, like it's not the first time we use blockchain to secure election results out there in some states out there. We saw that Tennessee did that. But again, like this is what we need for future elections and just voting processes in general. We need blockchain technology to secure votes, secure who votes, and then there'd be no more after that. So yeah, so way to go New York on this. Usually I don't like New York because everything that comes from there, but no, this is a good bill that's happening. So woo. All right, now let's move on to some, what do we want to move on to? This is kind of some like bearish news going on right now, because right now we're seeing like Michael Saylor's strategy warns of potential Bitcoin sell-off to pay debt. So Michael Saylor's strategy is one just proposing a warning. So this is like a sell the rumor type of news, because we just did a class yesterday here at the club called buy the rumor, sell the news, like just why some traders like go off of news articles to base their strategy for trading and whatnot. But like this is definitely a title for more like a rumor that you may want to sell, because you may know that Bitcoin may go down if this happens. So it's not saying that they are going to do it, but it is like just a potential warning out there that they may have to sell off some of their Bitcoin just to pay off the debt. So like this could scare some people off. You may see some Bitcoin price go a little bit lower. And then even if we get an article that does officially say that they did sell X amount of Bitcoin to pay off X amount of debt that they had, then that would be a news I would probably kind of be ending I feel like that would be low. There's still may be some dips out there. So that'd be a bearish news, if that came out right there. But this is just like an early sign warning. But let's hear a little bit more about why they're going to have to potentially sell some Bitcoin maybe. So Michael Saylor's software company Strategy, which is heavily invested in Bitcoin, may soon have to sell some of its Bitcoin holdings to meet financial obligations. In an April 7th regulatory filing, the company disclosed that if it fails to secure timely financing, either through equity or debt, it may be forced to sell Bitcoin to meet its financial obligations. Bitcoin's price has a huge impact on the company's capacity to settle its debts, since the majority of Strategy's assets are in Bitcoin. So for quarter 1, 2025, Strategy expects to report an unrealized loss of nearly $6 billion, despite a $1.69 billion tax benefit. The company has around $8 billion in debt and faces a huge financial pressure with $35 million in annual interest payments and $150 million in yield dividends. Now, its software business has not been generating enough revenue to support these obligations, and according to Saylor's March 31st post on X, the company holds 528,185 Bitcoin, which was purchased at an average price of $67,458 per coin. So they are still in the green on their Bitcoin purchase. So this is part of why they're just really thinking about it. But acquired for more than $35 billion, if Strategy is unable to secure additional funding, it could result in selling at a price lower than its initial investment. Now, while this situation raises concerns, Wu Blockchain pointed out that similar warnings have appeared in the past filings, meaning it's not entirely unusual. So this isn't the first time these warnings have came out and whatnot. So again, like I said, it's a rumor news. It could happen, but it might not, because we've seen it before happen. But here's the tweet from Wu Blockchain. So the rumor has it that Strategy filed an 8K form with the SEC on April 7th, stating that if the price of Bitcoin continues to fall, the company may be forced to sell its Bitcoin holdings to repay debts. It was found that this statement is a standard risk disclosure practice, and let's actually click on it to read more of it. Why does it always pop up 2 articles? Let's see. And it also appears in the 10Q reports for the Q1 2024 and reports for 23 earlier. And it's not a special case. So again, it's not a special case. It's just they put a warning out there on it. But yeah, nothing really to be worried about there. And let's see. I just pulled away from my article. Let's see. So let's continue. So again, to address the liquidity crisis on March 10th, Strategy announced its plan to raise $2.1 billion through the sale of perpetual preferred stock. Now, the funds from this offering will be used to support corporate operations in addition to buying more Bitcoin. Now, the preferred stock, which offers an 8% dividend, will help Strategy raise capital without relying on traditional debt structures. However, the company's future still is heavily dependent on how well Bitcoin performs, even if they can secure this new investment. Now, Bitcoin is currently trading at roughly $76,000 at the press time of this article, down 10% over the past week, despite the bearish outlook brought by Trump's tariffs. Now, some analysts remain optimistic about Bitcoin's near-term future, and BitMEX CEO co-founder Arthur Hayes stated in an April 8th interview with Unfolded that Bitcoin might hit 110,000 or even higher in the coming months. So according to Hayes, central banks everywhere will soon need to lower their interest rates, which could lead to an increase in global liquidity. Now, this infusion of liquidity would help Bitcoin as a deflationary asset and raising its price out there. So there still is optimism out there. And again, this is just a rumor article that Saylor may be selling the Bitcoin, but he probably won't. And if he does do it, I just feel he'll just buy it back up like after the debt's been paid off. He'll raise some more capital again, buy that Bitcoin that they sold, because his long-term plan is being the next Bitcoin bank, literally, for the countries and governments out there. So he's not going to sell all his Bitcoin holdings. Like, this is just a scenario in case he has to. He'll sell some of it, and then he'll probably just re-add on to it again later. So again, it's kind of a scare article out there. So a lot of people who don't really understand like Saylor's strategy and what their plans are could get really feared out about this and may want to sell because of it. But I'm not worried about that. If it does, hey, that's just more cheaper Bitcoin for me to add on, right? Yeah. So that is our Michael Saylor strategy news. Let us play a quick ad before we continue on with the World Liberty selling at least $8 million worth of Ethereum out there. So here, let's play this quick ad for you.
In a world where your data is constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing Calyx Solutions, your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty Laptop. With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges, it's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At Calyx Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calyxsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. Calyx Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702-845-8276 or visit us directly at calyxsolutions.io.
And we're back. So yes, definitely get yourself a crypto-only laptop from Crypto Solutions to be sure that your crypto and assets are safe. So let us continue now with, again, the article on Trump's World Liberty Financial sells $8 million in Ethereum amid mounting losses. Now, why would they do that? I don't know why, because that's a real one-man just investment in total. You buy low, you sell high. Or you buy low, and then, you sell high. Yeah, buy low, sell high. That's it. You don't buy high and sell low. No, you're losing. So why did he do it? Well, let's find out in this article if it tells us why they're doing it. So Trump-backed World Liberty Financial appears to be offloading Ethereum following increased losses as Ethereum plunges below $1,500. According to data shared on X by Look On Chain on April 9th, a wallet linked to WLFI reportedly sold 5,471 Ethereum for around $8 million at the price of $1,465 per coin. Now, this sell represents a major loss, and the World Liberty Finance had previously spent around $210 million to acquire the 67,498 ETH at an average price of $3,259. Now, at the current price, the firm is sitting at an unrealized loss of roughly $125 million. Now here is the tweet from Look On Chain showing the transactions of it, according to Arkham data. So here's the World Liberty, and I think, is that the one where they showed it, or was it one of these? But they're showing the transaction on the blockchain itself. So it's transparent, it's beautiful, and that's why we also need it in our voting system. Everything is transparent on the blockchain. So we were able to find this from we're able to find World Liberty Finance's exchange because people are watching the wallets out there. And so, yeah, this is just why we need blockchain data everywhere. But despite the losses, the company has been actively expanding its product lineup. On March 25th, World Liberty Finance confirmed the launch of its USD1 token, which is a stablecoin backed by cash, short-term US treasuries, and equivalents. The token is currently live on Ethereum and BNB chain, with more networks to come. Now, WLFI claims that USD1 is built for institutions seeking transparency and compliance with reserves and audited by third parties and custody handled by the BitGo. The stablecoin is promoted as a safe substitute for algorithmic under-collateralized tokens. Now, WLFI was established in 2024 and positioned itself as a decentralized financial platform that provides financial tools based on blockchain technology. Now, through its token sale, the project raised $553 million, including $75 million from Tron founder Justin Sun, who later joined the platform as an advisor. However, the firm has faced governance concerns and criticism over political influence due to its Trump connections. Now, as reported by Crypto.News on April 1st, the Trump family gained a majority control of the platform in January by acquiring a 60% share through a new holding company, WLF Holdco LLC. And as a result, they will control 60% of the company's operating profits after the platform is fully operational, and they are also entitled to 75% of the token sales revenue under this new structure. So, okay, so this article does not let us know why World Liberty Finance sold their Ethereum. We just know that they did do it. They didn't sell it all, but just 8 million of it. So did we say how many of those tokens it was again? So they sold, 5,471 out of their 67,000. So they're still holding a good chunk. So they must have had a reason to it. We'll just maybe find out later on, like in the future, like why they actually did it. But that is World Liberty Finance news selling Ethereum. Now let's move on to some exchange news out there. What's happening with the crypto exchanges? Well, it looks like Kraken partners with MasterCard to bring Bitcoin payments to over 150 million merchants out there. So yeah, crypto teams up with MasterCard to launch crypto payment solutions in the UK and Europe, enabling customers to spend Bitcoins at millions of retailers. So, so now you can spend that earned crypto that you got going on. Because again, people are always saying out there, like when I say people, I mean the people who don't know Bitcoin or understand anything about it. They're like, oh, well, can you spend it anywhere? Can you go to Publix? Can you go to the gas station? Hey, some stores out there already fully accept crypto where you can just send them straight to it. Then there are some places out there that have like a third-party merchant which accepts the crypto. Then the company gets fiat in the end of it. And now we have like more crypto card purchases. So it just acts as a normal prepaid debit card. It's money, you load it up with crypto and you spend it. So yeah, let's learn a little bit more about this partnership they got with the UK. This isn't the first time. I think they have these cards in America, but now it's coming to Europe. So MasterCard has announced a landmark partnership with Kraken to enable real-world Bitcoin and crypto payments at scales across the UK and Europe. Now, the collaboration aims to allow Kraken users to spend their digital assets at over 150 million merchants worldwide that accept MasterCard, marking a major step forward in the integration of Bitcoin into everyday commerce. Now, there is the tweet from Bitcoin Magazine about the new MasterCard partnership. And yep, here they're pulling the article, I believe, from Kraken itself. Now, MasterCard is committed to driving innovation and expanding the possibility of digital payments, stated Scott Abrams, Executive Vice President of Global Partnerships at MasterCard. Now, our partnership with Kraken is a concrete demonstration of this as we work together to unlock the true potential of crypto assets for everyday use. Now, with a shared ambition to simplify, interoperate, and secure the digital asset ecosystem, we are proud to collaborate with Kraken and bring real value to their user base. Now, Kraken, one of the most established cryptocurrency exchanges out there with over 15 million customers globally, is using MasterCard's expansive payment infrastructure to expand its product suite. This includes rapid rollout of physical and digital debit cards that connect crypto balances to retail spending. Now, the partnership also builds on the growing momentum of Kraken Pay, a feature introduced by the exchange that offers fast, borderless payments in cryptocurrencies and fiat currencies as well. Now, in just 3 months since its launch, more than 200,000 users have activated their personal crack tag, is what they're calling it, to send money worldwide with simplicity of sending a text. And the announcement stated that crypto is transforming the payment industry, and we've envisioned a future where global commerce and everyday payments are powered by the crypto assets, said Kraken co-CEO David Ripley in the release. He said our customers want to be able to easily pay for real-world goods and services with their cryptocurrencies or stable coins. Our partnership with MasterCard is a major step in realizing this vision, and together we will unlock the full potential of crypto assets in everyday life, ensuring their long-term relevance and utility. Now, Kraken users in the UK and Europe can now join the waitlist for the upcoming crypto debit cards and start preparing to use their Bitcoin in day-to-day spending, signaling a new chapter in the mainstream adoption of Bitcoin as functional payment tools. Now, last year, MasterCard partnered with the exchange Mercado Bitcoin to launch its MasterCard crypto credential, enabling its first peer-to-peer pilot transactions using aliases instead of long and complex blockchain addresses. Now, here is another post from Bitcoin Magazine. Just in, MasterCard Crypto Credentials launches first peer-to-peer pilot transfer with exchange Mercado. Can we play this ad really fast? Let's see how MasterCard Crypto Credentials work. The exchange first will verify a user under the set of the MasterCard crypto transactions. And let's see, do they add a name to it? They're registering. So they register their username. It's all set. And now at that point, the user obtains an alias to send and receive funds across all support exchanges out there. So yeah, so you don't need to use your long public address anymore. You can just use that alias you've created, or just like I think it creates it for you. So you can just use that alias. So instead of that long string of numbers, it can just be a simple name that they give you. So that's pretty cool that they added that feature too. So that's what's going on with Kraken's exchange out there. So very nice. And there's so many cards out there. But if you use Kraken and you like the platform, go for it. So even Crypto.com even has their colored cards out there where you earn percentages back out there. We here at the club like to promote the Fold app, which is just a prepaid Bitcoin card. You load up with Bitcoin or just a little bit of money and you earn Bitcoin back with it. So there's tons of these cards out there, which just makes it easy for you to spend crypto in the real world. But that is our Kraken news. And I really want to go over a couple more, but I got to use the restroom, guys, and I don't want to leave you. So the last article is just showcase that Binance is also adding Apple Pay and Google Pay for easy crypto buys. So that's a cool thing adding to the Binance exchange. And I'll probably save this article for another day, but the FBI ran an Elon Musk-themed crypto money laundering scheme for a year. So yeah, they took control of a hacker scam. They ran it for a year and were able to arrest some other bad actors in the space. So yeah, I'll probably cover that in a later article for you. But that is it. I'm sorry, I gotta hit the restroom. So I will see you again tomorrow at noon. So see you guys soon.
Ever felt left out of the crypto craze? Not anymore. Welcome to Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where community meets opportunity. Our clubs are popping up nationwide, from Sarasota to Nashville, Boston to St. Louis. Join us and unlock a world of benefits. Access all clubs worldwide, earn through referrals, and dive into specialized crypto education. Need help buying crypto? We've got you covered, often with reduced fees. But wait, there's more. Enjoy perks like Bitcoin ATMs, silver purchases, and exclusive investment opportunities. Our state-of-the-art facilities offer podcast rooms, event spaces, and co-working areas. Stay informed with FGTV, our exclusive crypto news and education channel. Choose your membership, from day passes to individual or company plans. Individual members get access for themselves plus 2 guests, perfect for bringing friends or family. Companies can bring up to 15 employees or guests, fostering team growth and networking. Connect, learn, and grow with like-minded crypto enthusiasts. Ready to join the revolution? Visit BitcoinBenCryptoClub.com or call 562-526-0813 today. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, your gateway to crypto.